Welcome to part three. So if you didn't watch parts one and two, hey, go watch those. They're good parts. We talked about the
Mm,
week, and you can see me struggle through Victory Road 09.
sir.
And B, it's time to play top 10. But first, personal wrestling question. Personal wrestling question of the week. I didn't think of one.
Ah, yay.
This is an interesting one.
Ooh.
Who is a wrestler that you think missed their push? Like they were going to get pushed or they started getting pushed and then they just fell.
Mm.
I'm thinking LA Knight is
Yeah.
definitely like a prime example of that.
Baron Corbin.
Ooh. Yeah, as much as I hate to say it.
Baron Corbin. Yeah, he had the Money in the Bank contract, and then he had to go and say some bad stuff on Twitter, and they took it away from him.
Yeah. I heard it was because he was like talking about I didn't hear it was about Twitter. I heard it was about they were in a meeting about concussions and he was like bad talking NFL's concussion rules.
Oh, it might have been that. But either way, he said some. He didn't keep his mouth shut about something.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I just realized one of my honorable mentions is the same as one of my one of the ones on my list. So I'm just gonna get rid of that one.
Yeah.
I'll remember what it's supposed to be, so let me write that. All right. So it is time for the top 10 best finishers of all time. This list I don't think is as hard as the last one. It's not as hard to put together. It's really hard to whittle down to just
Yeah.
10.
Right.
I will say I have three honorable mentions. Robbie, do you have any honorables?
Yeah. I got four honorable mentions.
All right, so you go first because I want to hear yours first. Let's see if any of our
All right.
honorables match up.
So my four honorable mentions are the Black Arrow, Pac's move.
I forgot about that one.
The GTS, which
Okay.
I was tempted to put on the list, but I thought against it. The Rainmaker
Mm-hmm.
and the Sharpshooter.
Okay. I forgot about the sharpshooter too. I will tell you, not a lot of these are classic finishers.
Mhm.
And when I say classic, I mean like Hogan and Brett era.
Yeah,
Um, but my honorable mentions are the super kick because even though it's overplayed from here to hell and back, it's
yeah,
still a cool looking move.
it is.
I also put the Rainmaker as one of my it's one of my honorable mentions. I was tempted to put it on the list,
Right.
but I did not. And then I said the Angle Slam as one of my honorable mentions.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a
and
good.
I'm thinking I kind of want to put Black Arrow in there as well. So just honorable mention Black Arrow.
Yes, sir.
But now we head into the actual list. I will go first, and then you will go off, and we'll just talk about our opinions here. My number 10, and this may be seen as a little low, but honestly, I like the nine that I have above it before I like this one.
Hmm.
I said the Stomp at number 10.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, it's an amazing finisher. Let's just put that out there right now. All of these finishers I think are awesome, but I just think I like to watch. I get more excited with the other ones more than I do the stomp.
Right.
All right, Robbie, number 10.
All right. My number 10 is probably one you never would have thought of.
Okay.
The 630.
Oh, the 630.
The six. The fact that somebody is capable of twisting 630 degrees just blows my mind. And the fact that Ricochet doesn't really do it anymore makes me sad. But it is such a cool maneuver.
You know what? I'm actually going to change one of mine and move my number 5 to an honorable because I like it, but I don't think it was going towards my number 5. My number 5 was a Sow Slash. but I'm
Yeah,
gonna change that to an honorable because I just thought of one that I like way better.
right.
Number nine, mine number nine is probably one that you probably didn't think of. Destino, Tetsuya United.
See, I don't know. I don't
Really?
know. It's all right in my
I like
opinion.
that move. I like it a lot. That's like my favorite New Japan move.
But that's fair.
Like I saw that move for the first time when I started watching New Japan. I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
All right,
Whoa.
number nine.
Number nine. Funnily enough, is actually the Styles Clash. It's the Styles Clash.
All right.
I,
All right.
I don't know what it is about it. It's a really cool move.
Now let me ask you this, unless
Mhm.
it's on your list. Do you prefer the Clash over the Phenomenal Forearm?
Honestly, yes.
Okay, same.
Although the Phenomenal Forearm is a pretty good move. It's a
Mhm.
pretty cool, but the Styles Clash is better.
Yeah, I think his most underrated move is the calf crusher, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Number eight is technically a tie, but I didn't really count it as a tie because it's the same person.
Mhm.
I said the V trigger and one winged angel.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for knee strikes. I'm a
Right.
sucker for just striking moves together, but also the one winged angel is awesome.
It's a really good move.
The fact that isn't like Kenny the only person to have kicked out of the one winged angel.
I think Kota Ibushi might have,
Okay.
but I think he's the only one, and
Yeah.
Kenny himself.
But to have that level of protection,
Right. That's pretty
man, I'm
insane.
thinking of a lot of honorable mentions. I should put the end of days in my honorable mentions.
I forgot about the end of days. That's going to my honorable mentions.
All
There you
right.
go.
Number eight, Robbie.
My number eight is the shooting star press.
Okay.
I like top rope maneuvers.
Yeah, basically. I think the reason I did not put the shooting star press, this is one where I can actually explain it. I've seen it too
Mhm.
many times. That's the
That,
thing with me. It's been done by way too many people,
yeah,
which it's gonna get very hypocritical when we get down to my top five.
that's fair. But I don't know. I just like the look of it. Usually most people are really smooth with the
Hmm.
flip, unless it's like Matt Sydal on his AEW debut where he nearly
Unless
killed
it's,
himself,
unless it's like Matt Sydal or Brock Lesnar.
or Brock Lesnar, yeah, when they nearly broke their necks. Good times.
All right, number seven. I have the Black Mass as my number seven.
Okay,
Like I said, I'm a sucker for strikes.
okay. You
And
you can be hit out of nowhere too.
yeah, exactly. That is like one of my favorite out of nowhere moves. Not my favorite, but one of my favorite out of nowhere moves.
Gosh, I wonder what your favorite is.
You'll see. You'll see where
Ah,
it's placed too.
uh-huh.
All right, number seven.
The stunner.
Okay.
It's it's a classic, but it's so
Now,
simple yet so effective.
question. Any particular stunner or just a stunner in general?
Probably Austin Stunner, because usually the
Okay.
people that sell Austin Stunner just sell it to perfection.
Especially
Whereas,
Rock.
oh yeah, especially Rock and Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Not so much Vince though, but we don't talk about that.
Number six. This one was very specific for me
Mhm.
because there is a debate on who hits the move the best, and I have my very unpopular opinion on this debate. I said Montez Ford's frog splash.
Okay,
What were you thinking?
something else that I'll get to.
Okay. No, I said Montez Ford's frog splash. I just love the height that he gets on it.
Oh, I see the hypocrisy. Everyone hits the shooting star press, but like everybody and their grandma hits the frog splash as they.
That's not the only one.
Oh no.
Just wait until we get to number 3 and number 2.
Okay.
No, you'll see.
Okay. But Montez's frog splash is he gets some height.
Yeah. All right. Number 6, Robbie.
My number 6 is actually pretty similar to your number 6,
Okay.
but it's on the ground. The spear.
Okay.
It like pretty much anybody that hits it, except for maybe Edge, which is kind of funny, just puts so much force behind it. You know, Goldberg in the '90s, Braun, Batista, kind of,
Mhm.
mostly Braun. Braun does a really good spear,
Yeah.
and Roman.
I will say Edge has gotten a lot better with his spear over the
Yeah,
years.
yeah, it's true.
Number 5. This is the one that was the Styles Clash, but I just thought of the switch because I totally forgot about this move, and I'm so ashamed that I forgot about this move because it's
Uh,
such a unique maneuver. I said Stormbreaker.
oh, okay, okay.
Will Ospreay's Stormbreaker. I'm so mad that I forgot about it when I was writing my original list that I actually had to move it to my list.
Yes, I agree.
But no, Stormbreaker is probably my favorite New Japan finisher
Uh,
because oh my god,
it's such a wacky move,
that one in Hidden Blade. Hidden Blade is awesome too, but again, strike.
right? True.
All right, Robbie, what is your number 5?
My number 5. I kind of put this move here just because memes,
Okay.
but I also really like it. So my number 5 is the F5. Brock Lesnar's F5 is
Hmm.
my
I
number
was I
5.
was tempted to do that too.
Right. I don't know why. It's again, it's simple yet effective. That seems to be a really common theme with some of these finishers. They're so simple to hit, but they look so good
Oh yeah,
when
totally.
hit.
My number 4 is the F5, by the way.
Oh, interesting. You're gonna like my number 4.
Now putting Stormbreaker on the list, though, I may want to switch those. All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is the Stormbreaker. I was trying so hard not to say anything
That
when you
is
said your number
awesome.
5.
But no, I like the F5 just the same reason you do. It's very simple, but he puts a crap ton of power into that.
He does, and it like even though I think it's come out that the F5 is somehow one of the safest finishers to take on TV, it actually looks pretty painful,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
depending on the height.
So here's where I get a little hypocritical. In my number 3 and especially my number 2.
Yeah.
But first, my number 3 is the Stunner.
Okay.
Specifically, I couldn't narrow it down, so I had 3 on the list, but I just thought of a fourth one, probably the most
Mm.
underrated. I said on the list, I said Owens, Austin, and Waller. And then the fourth one, probably the most underrated Stunner because he was never in WWE or in like a big company. Mikey Whipwreck from ECW with the Whippersnapper.
Oh yeah. That's what a funny name for that maneuver. The whippersnapper.
But no, especially Waller's right now is like my favorite one right now.
Is that where he rolls into the ring and then hit? Yes.
The Rolling Stunner, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Or as I like to call it, the Peekaboo Stunner.
Yes.
All right, number 3.
Number 3 is sweet chin music.
Okay.
So super kick, but
Yeah,
better.
exactly.
because this man put some force behind that.
Mhm.
With the build up, and again, it could be hit literally out of nowhere. Ask Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah. No, there are two different Sweet Chin musics that I just love to rewatch. Benjamin is one. And then the one he hit on Rey Mysterio, where Rey just looked like he got hit by a rifle. All
Yeah,
right, you ready for me to be a hypocrite?
I am ready.
Well, number two is the spear.
Let's go.
And I said specifically Goldberg and Braun. Is what I
Yeah.
said. Roman has a great one. Edge's is meh. Bobby sucks because he turns with it, so it barely looks like he hits it.
I forgot about Bobby's for good
Same
reason.
with Riddles. He
Yeah.
turns with it, so it barely looks like he hits it.
Mhm.
Same with Moose. I'm sorry, Sea Slug.
Cecil. Goose.
But no, there's my hypocrisy for this segment. The spear is my number two best finisher of all time.
Okay.
Number two.
My number two is actually the One Winged Angel.
Ooh, okay.
I I was kind of tempted to put it number one,
Mhm.
but I thought otherwise. So I stuck it at number two. Because again, it's a really good move.
Yeah,
And
no, it's
I've been
awesome.
kicked out of like twice.
It is an awesome move. It looks so hard to put together,
It
but it's
does.
it's actually like really easy apparently.
Right.
So my number one. Let's just backtrack for a second to my number seven, where I said that was my second favorite move to hit out of nowhere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my number one's the RKO.
Aha.
I mean, come on.
Come on, out of nowhere.
Literally, he can hit it at any time.
You can't and
I mean, he's hit it off of shooting star presses. He's hit it off of springboard moves. He's hit it off of a freaking stomp.
he's hit it off the top of a cage, off of the top of a ladder.
I mean, it's arguably the best finisher of all time. Robbie, what's your number one?
The RKO.
Yeah, there we go. You see?
Yeah. Yeah. The RKO.
It's the
Like, come
best
on.
finisher. There's no debate.
You can't beat it.
You cannot beat the RKO. And for those of you who are wondering where the Warrior Splash or the Hogan leg drop is, grow up.
Right.
Get out of the 80s. Those moves
Now
are trash.
you're right. Now they're just regular moves used in matches for a 2 count or something. Like
Exactly.
it means nothing.
I was debating if I should put the AA.
Uh,
But that is such a stupid move.
it is.
Although I think it's only Cena's second stupidest move that he's ever
The sixth move of doom. Never forget.
hit. Has been freaking pinned us with a punch.
Exactly. Like he builds up like he's about to go like Super Saiyan. And just a
It's
punch.
just
It's a punch.
awesome. That is like the one that is so bad it's good.
Exactly.
I think that one and the other one that I think for a while I would have put it on my worst list.
Mhm.
But now that I'm older and I can respect comedy wrestling more, I don't think
Yeah.
I would is the Cobra.
uh
I don't think I would add that to my list anymore.
it's a joke that that move was at once one of the most protected finishers in all of wrestling.
No one kicked out of the Cobra.
The only person to ever kick out of the Cobra was Daniel Bryan. It's literally a strike to the throat. That's all it is.
It is amazing. Shout out Santino.
Shout out Santino.
Now, let's talk about strikes that didn't work really quickly because we do have time before we start our next game.
Mhm.
The one striking move that I hate, is the WMD.
Yep.
I hate that move. And I'm gonna take a quote from Wrestling with Regret, and this is like a paraphrase quote because I don't remember it word for word. But he
Yep.
said, "If Big Show can knock someone out with one punch, then those chops to the chest should basically break all of their ribs."
Theoretically speaking, yes.
He said, "Turn their ribs to dust." I was like,
Or like collapse a lung or something.
exactly. Like if he can knock someone out with one punch, he should be in boxing.
Exactly. He has actually like legitimately knocked people out with that punch, or
That
like
is
given people concussions with that punch.
I will say there's a story that may keep one move off of my worst list if we do a worst list.
Mhm.
Um, the brain chop. It's a sucky move. It's a terrible move. But I heard the Pritchard story about how he got hit with the brain chop and his neck hurt for a week.
Yeah,
And I was like, you know what? Kali does put some force behind that.
maybe we haven't been giving his finisher enough credit.
I mean, he literally he said he said, "Boy, bye."
Well, exactly. I mean, the man's hand is like the size of a frying pan, so that's
That's
to be
true.
expected.
We still got time in part three. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head into our next game and finish it in part four. And because we have time in part three, instead of going to best three, we're gonna go to best five because why the heck not?
Woo!
But first, Robbie, I'm telling you this now.
Yep.
So what happened today doesn't happen again. Our next top 10 will be next week. So you can get your list ready.
Okay.
And it is going to be a reverse of this one. The top 10 worst finishers of all time.
Okay.
Expect the WMD on mine. Especially since he had a great choke slam. I'm sorry.
He really did.
What were you saying?
But I was gonna say, I think we can expect to see a lot of old school finishers because they were very uncreative back in the 80s. The style was a lot different, not
The
as
freaking
flashy.
heart punch. Come
Right.
on, punch him in the heart. He
Exactly.
dead.
Break his shoulder.
Punch him in the heart and kill him.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, they looked like they died. Like
Oh.
literally, it would be just a. It'd be, it'd just be like this. Anyways,
Anyway,
y'all didn't see nothing. All right.
no.
All right, let's head to the SmackDown Hotel because our final game of the day, ladies and gentlemen, will be Guess the Wrestler SmackDown Hotel Edition.
Yee.
Remember the stakes, it is best of five or first two five. And the winner gets to pick a show for the loser to watch. I am really hoping I win. Really
Oh,
hoping I win.
let's see. What have they done to the SmackDown Hotel?
What have they done to the SmackDown Hotel? Are we not able to use it anymore?
No, we can. It just looks different. The roster page looks a lot different.
All right, hang on. I'm going to the roster
Like
page to see what you mean.
more detailed.
Hang on. Give me a second. It's loading. Load faster.
Loading, 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 loading. Yeah.
What?
What?
Keep loading, 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 loading. What? Keep loading, 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 loading. Come on. Oh yeah, I have seen this.
Yeah.
No, I've seen it. They changed it a while ago.
I've
All right,
never
so
seen
ladies and gentlemen, the way this works is we will pull up a wrestler's SmackDown Hotel profile and list off what we can list off to the other person. The other person has to guess who it is. They get 3 hints towards the identity of the person. If they can get it, they get a point. If they can't, they don't get a point. For this, I have a coin here to determine who is able to play first and possibly get the first point. Robbie, call it heads or tails.
Heads.
That is tails.
Hmm.
There's proof.
Okay.
So I will go in first. So Robbie, you can pull up a wrestler.
All right. I got a wrestler.
All right. Give me his info, please.
Alrighty. Come on. The ads are freaking slowing my phone down. Okay. So this person is a male. He
Okay.
was born July 20th, 1979, so he was 44. Nationality is South Africa.
Oh,
Birthed in Johannesburg, South Africa.
okay.
Built
I
from
get.
Mushake, Bahamas. He is six
Okay.
foot one, 220 pounds. He last wrestled June 14th, 2019.
Oh, so he's retired.
Yeah. He was last seen on the Indies, but he's most known for his WWE run.
Mhm.
That's the only company he really wrestled for, the only big
Got it.
company.
Got it.
He was last seen as a heel, and his finisher when he retired was a snapmare driver.
Adam Rose.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. There's like 3 guys that I know were from South Africa. And
Mm.
actually, I think it's only 2 because I don't think Angelico's from South Africa. I think I may be making that one up. Thought he was from Johannesburg. Could be wrong.
I think he is from South Africa.
But I knew Adam Rose was from South Africa because
Yeah.
before he was Adam Rose, he was like the Hunter character in NXT, and they built him from South Africa then.
Leo Kruger.
Leo Kruger, yes.
Yeah.
And PJ Black / Justin Gabriel was from South
Mhm. Yeah, and Angelico was from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Africa. Okay. It's like I know one of them are. Don't tell they're Angelico or Evans. I think Evans maybe too, actually, but
No, I don't think so. I think he's American.
all right. I have my first wrestler. Of course, the first ones are the hardest,
Yeah,
obviously. It is 1-0. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This person is female. She was born March 19th, 1987. This makes her 36. Her nationality is the United States. She is born and built from Union City, New Jersey. She's 5'2", 115 pounds. She last wrestled in 2015. She was last working for the Indies, and she was last a face. And her finishers are an octopus hold and a shining wizard and a Sharon
AJ
Lee.
Lee.
It is AJ Lee.
Yeah.
and in the Indies, she wasn't wrestling. She was working as like a commentator and a manager.
Yeah.
Well, commentator and producer. I think that was for Wow Women of Wrestling.
Yeah. I believe so.
I
Hmm.
forgot that she was a general manager at one point.
She was.
Why?
I have no idea.
All right. So it is 1-1. We're gonna see how many rounds we can put on this episode before we move into part 4.
Let's see.
Robbie, it is your turn. So whenever you're
Oh,
ready.
really? I don't like they like split the wrestlers up into like different pages.
Yeah, no, that annoys me too.
That's a little annoying. Let's see. All right, I got my person.
Okay.
This person is a male. He
Okay.
was born July 24th, 1990, so he's 33. Birthed and built from Cincinnati, Ohio. He is 6'5", 260 pounds. He has been wrestling since 2012. Currently wrestles on SmackDown. He is a tweener,
Mm.
which is interesting. And his finisher is a pop-up spinebuster.
Oh, pop-up spine. How does that one work? Where was he from? Cincinnati, you said?
Cincinnati.
This is Dawkins?
Yeah, it's Dawkins.
Okay. It's a sky high. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Is 2-1. Let me get my guy. See. Should I go hard already? Nah, not yet.
No,
Harder, but
no,
not hard yet.
no, thank you.
What did you say?
No, thank you.
All right, so now I am gonna. No, I'm just...
Son of a.
You know what? Run it. Let's do this one. Oh, you know what? Let's do this one.
Oh, no. Okay.
Give me a second. The page is loading.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Kiwi?
Quee wee.
Kiwi! There he is. This one may be a little hard for a number two, but we're gonna see if you can get it. It's not a really unknown wrestler. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
This person is male. He was born May 28th, 1950. He died in 2020.
Oh.
He's from the US. He was born in Senatobia, Mississippi. He's built from Uganda slash the jungles of Africa. He is 6'7", 380 pounds. He last wrestled in 2010. He's most known for his time in WWF, but he also worked in WCW. I don't think
Mm,
for long though. No, for literally like 3 months.
yikes.
He was a heel when he left wrestling, 10 years
Mm,
before he died.
yeah.
And his finisher was a diving splash.
Okay, well, it's Kamala.
It is Kamala.
That's the only wrestler I know that's from Uganda. Or built from.
He was wrestling until 2010.
That is wild.
He was wrestling until he was 60.
I mean, Sting's like 65. He's still going.
That's true.
Oh, not for long.
All right, it is 2-2, and we have enough to possibly fit in one more from you.
We we might if I could find somebody.
Hurry
Who
up.
the heck is that? She looks like a generic call from in my career. That's great. That's great.
Who?
Brooklyn Barlow.
Oh, I've heard of her.
She's
I've
even
heard
got
her
the
name.
the call name,
I've heard her
like
name.
Brooklyn Von Braun or something.
We do not elicit thoughts of that game, Robby.
Brooklyn Von Braun. They tried so hard for you to hate her, and it worked. Okay, I have my person.
Okay. Give me the
This
info.
person this person is a male. He was born February 4th, 1987, so he's 36, about to turn 37 literally tomorrow.
Oh wow.
Birthed and built from San Francisco, California.
Mm.
Uh, he is 5'11", 187 pounds. Started wrestling in 2009. Currently works for AEW and New Japan Tamashi. I have no idea what that is.
Me neither.
But okay, then. He is a heel, and his finisher is a cradle DDT.
Oh, I've seen that. I want a hint, but I want to ask.
Okay,
Tag team guy?
mostly.
Aaron Hanari? You get
No,
three guesses. Kyle Fletcher?
no.
Oh, damn. I'm on one guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to stop.
Yeah, I need my other two hints.
Okay, I'll just give you both hints.
Yes, please.
Um, in pretty much his entire AEW run, he's been a part of some kind of faction,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to date a very well-known WWE women's wrestler.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Trying to think who's dating who. Usually I'm on top of this stuff. We have less than a minute, so you will see who I say in part 4. See y'all in part 4.
all right.